Zoe Schiffer, writer at The Verge. Zoe, thank you so much for being here. Clearly, a lot of very in-depth reporting was done here. For those that haven't read your report, I would encourage them to do so. But can you give us some of the highlights that we weren't able to hit there as far as what the former employees were telling you about how the company was trying to balance growth and managing of the employees?
Yeah, I think what employees are saying is that they were really being pushed to the breaking point. Over and over again, the CEO, Steph Korey, was going into Slack and on public channels, really berating them when they made mistakes, asking them to work harder and longer, and really using the company mission as almost a weapon to say, if you were really dedicated, you would work 15-hour days, you would get paid $40,000 a year, and just show how much you love the company through that. And I think that they're saying, that's not fair. There was also this instance where employees, LGBTQ folks, and people of color created a private Slack channel, and they were kind of venting about some of the difficulties at work. And when the CEO found out about it, she actually fired 6 people, saying that some of the comments they made were racist, that they were prejudiced. And it turned out, according to these employees, that the comments they were making were about making little jokes about cisgendered white men at the company, which they felt didn't really warrant an automatic firing without any conversation whatsoever.
Zoe, there was one part in Steph Korey's response that said this: building a brand, let alone $1 billion global company with 300+ incredible employees in such a short time, is not without some challenges. Clearly, that doesn't excuse any wrong behavior, but I wonder whether in your investigations you've seen this sort of behavior, which is not to be excused, in other very fast-growing Silicon Valley companies, or whether Away is the only one.
It's definitely not the only one. We know that. We've seen it again and again. I mean, Away did have some unique circumstances. I think the Slack thing in particular was pretty specific, not allowing employees to direct message each other, asking that everything take place on public channels, and really encouraging managers to be very, very vicious and direct in their feedback to people in front of the entire company. Those are things that we don't see at every company. But of course, when you're growing really fast, you don't always have the time and resources to put good processes in place, and people can get hurt in that process. Does that make it okay? I don't think so, but it's definitely more common, and we're seeing more and more of that today.
So we've heard a lot about this company. We know about their growth. What about their employee turnover? If the culture is so bad, what does that look like? Are people leaving in droves?
It's interesting because it's very hard to get hard numbers on these things from the company. I asked again and again, what is the rate of attrition? What is turnover like? And according to the people at the company, of course, they say, it's pretty normal. It's like any fast-growing startup. People are leaving. People are being hired all the time. Employees at the company tell a pretty different story. They say turnover was absolutely insane. They would have new managers all the time. They were constantly getting moved around, and oftentimes they would come into the office on Monday only to find out that someone they worked very closely with had been let go, and they were not told anything about it.